Conor McGregor was at the White House to celebrate St. Patrick's Day on the Monday, and it was a very interesting meeting. Now, here's the thing, right? Like, I've talked about Conor McGregor before, and I kind of like the guy. Like, when he was fighting and he was far more active in the cage, not really the biggest fan. I was a big Jose Aldo guy back in the cut, and yeah, the fact that he sparked him out and what the first punch way back in the day, that was the last UFC event that I ever watched, mostly because I never really thought he was all that great. But, hindsight being what it is, I mean, he's a two-division champion, and everything that he's done outside the cage, especially for his beloved home of Ireland, I do respect quite a bit. And that's even beyond me simply being a quarter Irish and all that stuff. This has nothing to do with identity politics at all. I would be just as happy for this guy trying to raise awareness for what's happening to his country, regardless of a shared ethnicity. But yeah, well, I like the meeting at the White House and the fact that Trump is just bringing in people. It's funny, right? Because of the Biden administration, he was also bringing in influencers, but they were very mentally confused individuals who like to flash on the White House lawn, or gender ambiguous figs that would go ahead and have long acrylic nails being used to make TikTok videos throughout the day and pretend to be interns, kind of like Biden was pretending to be the president, or having a sit-down interview with Dylan Mulvaney. Very important stuff that Biden was putting at the forefront. But then you got Trump out here bringing in the likes of Conor McGregor and totally upending the system by just handing out press passes to independent creators. And that's, of course, not addressing the elephant in the room that was that botched Epstein files release, which the way that I heard it from somebody who was actually at the event, not anybody who I pointed out before and said that they're absolute shills and hacks. I still stand by that assertion, but I would have said that regardless of that stupid photo op that they got far too excited about. The communication and the integration with less than traditional media and controversial personalities, I do appreciate and like, especially in the way that it upsets certain people, like stupid Rolling Stone. White House celebrates St. Paddy's Day with a fighter found guilty of, a stupid civil trial, which, if you take a look in, it's something that I have before. Some of the stupid civil court cases, and I mean, it's such a non-issue that Dana White, the UFC, didn't take it seriously. And Conor McGregor's wife, stood up for her man. It's funny, right? Because yesterday I did a video about masculinity and Anthony Mackie's warped perception of it. But when it comes to strong, talented, capable men, this might be controversial, but I think you know where I'm going with this one. I would probably hold up Conor McGregor, if we're going to be completely honest. Because here's a guy who is a man's man through and through, stands up for what he believes in the face of unrelenting pressure and assault from all different avenues, and he stands there firm in his convictions, and he will not falter. I appreciate him for that. And the fact that he, also pisses off Rolling Stone, that's also a big boon. But what was he talking about? What was he doing at the White House? Because he held an impromptu press conference and he was talking up a bunch of different things, and he's been very active, or at least active in his assertion that he wants to do some different things, okay? He wants to bring about some change in his native Ireland, and he's onto something. Definitely onto something. Irish MMA star Conor McGregor meets Trump, rails against immigration because, what's happening back in Ireland? It's pretty fucking dire, if we're going to keep it a buck. Okay? Irish mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor, who has been found, liable of SA, it's so funny. Stupid CTV. God damn it, I hate this, commie media. You want to go ahead and lead with that bullshit, a civil claim. Oh my God. Met with President Donald Trump, who has also been found liable in a civil case by somebody who has a dog or has a cat named Vagina during a St. Patrick's Day visit on Monday, which he lashed out at illegal immigration. And I could read you everything that Conor had to say, or I could just go ahead and play the clip, because I think the clip is far more important and far more preferential than my sheer recap. Let's go.
Yeah.
Where can you stay here?
Yeah.
Where can you stay here?
Hey, Conor.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, Conor, first of all, did you get some time with President Trump? And also, I know there's some Irish immigrants in the U.S. without status. What do you think should happen to them?
The Irish immigrants?
There's some recent Irish immigrants without status.
Wait, are we taking questions?
I've noticed some Irish immigrants into America in recent years. Where specifically are you talking about those? Because we're noticing a bunch of other immigrants from other places that you don't really want to bring up. But here's the thing, man. You know, with a big influx of Irish immigration way back in the day, yeah, they were fairly instrumental in very much establishing certain very prominent and very beneficial cities, and were quite instrumental in the early days of this country and Canada as well. So keep your forked tongue behind your teeth, you media hack.
Ireland and America, we are siblings. We consider America our big sibling. So it's important for Ireland to have be a peaceful, happy, prosperous country. For the 40 million Irish Americans to have a place to visit, to come back to their home. So we wish for our relationship with the United States to continue, and we wish to be taken care of by the big bro. You know, the United States should look after its little bro, and that's how we feel.
How about the trade? You pointed out, there's some trade disputes between the U.S. and the EU, and how do you think?
We wish exemption.
Hey, we actually have some stuff that we
I will
have to
say,
do right now.
Connor is here to meet with the president. He'll be meeting with him later this afternoon. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day. We're both wearing our green. This was not planned, but very festive. And as you know, I'll be having a briefing later at 1 o'clock, so we'll talk more about their meeting later. But he's going over to meet with some other administration officials. He's spending the day in Washington, D.C.
For sure.
So
I'm here to raise
fun.
the issues the people of Ireland face. You know,
What a change in tone right here. Holy Christ.
It'll be music to the people of Ireland's ears, because never on the main stage has the issues the people of Ireland face been spoke. You know, our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. You know, our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop. So issues need to be addressed, and the 40 million Irish Americans, as I said, need to hear this, because if not, there will be no place to come home and visit.
I mean, the guy's 100% bang on. Not too dissimilar to something that was going on. What was that, at the beginning of the year, when Elon Musk was retweeting a lot of the stuff that was going on in the UK involving certain types of gangs that were going on, and he was catching a bunch of shit for that. And then even, the likes of Andrew Tate going, hey, we need to go ahead and, clean this stuff up. And then he ended up catching a bunch of shit from those same communities, which is very interesting for a multitude of reasons. But yes, the UK, I think you've probably known this, and it's definitely been an issue for a long time, for the better part of a decade. There is a massive mass immigration problem that is going on, and like Connor pointed out, there are small little towns that are just getting overrun in an instant. What you're seeing going on at the southern border of the United States is something that is happening at the exact same, maybe even at an elevated rate, in the UK. And if you just want to compare and contrast the size of that little island nation with the US southern border, just go ahead and make that comparison and come to the conclusion that, well, it's not preferential, and nor would I advocate this for the southern states. They can better weather that issue than that island can. Both of which are big problems, and both of which are underreported. One is finally getting addressed, and the other one is getting completely and totally covered up, okay? Because then you got Sky News over here, and you got the Irish leaders are critical of the McGregor-Trump meeting. Oh, he doesn't speak for Ireland. Well, he's one of the most prominent people and one of the most prominent Irish figures in the world right now, and it's a message that is resonating quite strongly. Okay, for as much as you just want to say, oh, the people that are talking anti-immigration stuff, America was built off the backs of immigration, and these are refugees that are just in need of help. Why would you turn away somebody that just needs help? Shut up. Disingenuous hacks. Martial arts fighter Conor McGregor, it's so funny how they just want to diminish him to that, but has met Donald Trump in the Oval Office after complaining about Ireland's illegal immigration racket. 36-year-old told Mr. Trump that the work ethic was inspiring. Okay, and the two men shared a jovial comment about the fighter's suit and the map featuring the Gulf of America. Shut up. Just stop dead naming that beautiful, wonderful body of water. In the comments made in the White House briefing room before the meeting during the St. Patrick's Day visit, he said he was visiting the White House to raise the issues the people of Ireland face. What's going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is a government of zero action with zero accountability. Okay, Mr. McGregor warned Ireland is at the cusp of potentially losing its Irishness, illegal immigration, due to the illegal immigration racket. Ireland and America, we are siblings. Well, I mean, if you want to take it a step further, one of the pet issues of the American people for a very long time has been the disproportionately poor treatment of a certain demographic for a disproportionate amount of time. But if you really want to refresh your memory, prior to a certain act being passed in the 1960s, there were certain type of people that were not allowed, and it was designated by signs into certain areas. But it was one group of people, and there was another group of people that was always very tightly associated with that as well, for not being allowed in or need not apply. What was that again? It was Rosa Parks and Rosa O. Parks need not apply. Anyways, so we wish for our relationship with the United States to continue. We wish to be taken care of by Big Bro. Yes, the United States should look after its little bro. That's how I feel. Now, that's fine. That's the way that you feel, because you feel that your government is, not looking after Irish people. It's just take care of it yourself. The White House, yes, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who appeared alongside McGregor in the briefing room. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day. And here we go. At a meeting, with Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin last week, Mr. Trump said McGregor was his favorite Irish person, partly because he's got the best tattoos I've ever seen. Best tattoos, big chest tattoo, big head tattoos, very, very spectacular. Great artwork. People tell me it's some of the best tattooing they've ever seen. But Mr. Martin and Deputy Prime Minister Simon Harris have been critical of today's Trump-McGregor meeting. In a post on X, Mr. Martin said Mr. McGregor's remarks are wrong and does not reflect the spirit of St. Patrick's Day or the views of the people of Ireland. Really? Really? Meanwhile, Mr. Harris said McGregor was not in the U.S. to represent Ireland and did not speak for the people of Ireland and has no mandate to. Yes, he is as an Irish citizen, he's not allowed to talk about what is beneficial for Ireland. In exclusive comments made to Sky News, David Blevins, about Mr. Martin's comments, McGregor said, "Shame on him for saying that, speaking down to an Irishman." He added, "Every metric available to us has shown that the government of Ireland has failed the people of Ireland," and he is 1,000,000,000% true. Now they'll just go into, denigrating him for some stupid civil case that, is impossible to prove, but because a woman cries, that means that a man's career has to die. But because he is a mixed martial artist who performs in the UFC, thank God he has the one based boss in all of professional sports backing him up. But another thing too is he also has the facts on his side. Because something else that you're likely not to hear from, especially from the media, is that Conor also met with U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, which it's cool to see this level of transparency. It's just also interesting how available these people are, especially the people in this position, as compared to what was happening under a previous administration. But I digress here. But it's very funny when you also find out, it's like, okay, cool, what are the full effects of illegal immigration in Ireland? Expelled the same day, Ireland hardens illegal immigration response. Yeah, this is at the tail end of November, but apparently it's not a big issue, right? Asylum applications in Ireland have risen nearly 300% so far this year compared to the same period 5 years ago. A spike in arrivals from the UK has been driven by various factors. Among these, the UK's tougher stance post-Brexit, including the fear of deportations to Rwanda. Which, if they're actually seeking asylum, I mean, there's a few countries between the UK and Rwanda that I could think of, but don't worry about that. There's not as many, free handouts between there and there, so that makes sense. Most asylum seekers coming from the UK to the Republic of Ireland enter through the country through Northern Ireland, as unlike the airport or ferry routes, there's no passport control. Oh wow, big shock on that one. More than 2,000 people have arrived in Ireland illegally, have been issued a deportation so far this year, a 156% increase from the same period in 2023. However, only 129 of those people, just over 6%, have been confirmed to have left the state. Well, there you go. They can be deported, but if they aren't actually kicked out, are they really deported to begin with? But this is the type of stuff that, oh no, isn't the concern of your average Irishman? No. He's just, Conor McGregor is just blowing that stuff out of proportion. What does he know? Why does he care? He's been convicted in a civil court of a Me Too violation. sounds about right from the media and their spin. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.